Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Diana, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. All right, first of all, let's take a look at the speaking practice test that you completed, right? So, and you said you wanted a free trial. One of the best ways for you to see how my course works is to see what kind of feedback I give. Now, for the speaking, I allow you, Diana, you can send me a speaking practice test daily, every 24 hours. How about that? And I will give you exactly the same kind of feedback that you're getting right now. Now, it may not always be video, it might be audio also, but either way, you will get feedback from me. So this is to show you how it works. So my first step here is to download your speaking practice test. It looks like you probably use your phone. And guess what? A phone is a really good way to record your voice. It makes the best recording possible. Now let me go back to the practice test that I sent you. I think you're doing number 1. Describe a place you visited as a child. What is your favorite memory while visiting this place?
A city that I like and I remember when I was a child was Trujillo, which is a small city in Peru, where I'm from. I like this place because it's so peaceful and beautiful, and that's the city where my grandparents were born. We used to spend Christmas there, and the whole family used to get together. So my cousins, my aunts, my uncles were enjoying such a wonderful time. The whole family together used to cook, used to tell stories. We used to play games and watch TV. I remember that we used to go to bed so late, but it was such a fun experience. That's why I remember this city.
Okay, so I listened to the whole thing. Now let's listen to it again from the beginning.
A city that I like.
First of all, not city, a city. So you're taking that I and making it E. So that's a problem with vowel sounds. You have this problem throughout your response. That's one of the reasons why you're having an accent.
And I remember when I was a child was Trujillo, which is a small city in Peru, where I'm from.
Where I am from. I would say where I am from.
I like this place because it's so...
Now here's your first problem. It says here, describe a place you visited. Not just why you like visiting the place. The second part of the question is what's your favorite memory. To be honest, you're framing your response more, Diana, as why you enjoyed visiting Trujillo, but you're not really explaining, first of all, what the city looks like and then what your favorite memory is. So the first thing is you have to make sure that you're directly addressing the speaking task on the TOEFL, or you're not going to get that score you're looking for.
Peaceful and beautiful.
Okay, now peaceful. So let me write down some things here. The P consonant sound, you're not pronouncing that. You're saying peaceful and beautiful, but it's peaceful. Think of it like this. Watch this. Peaceful. So you're not putting enough air out, I think, in your pronunciation with that.
And that's the city where my grandparents were born.
And that's the city where my grandparents were born. Grandparents.
We used to spend Christmas there.
Instead of saying, we used to spend Christmas there, don't say that. Say, well, my favorite memory was when I spent Christmas there about 5 years ago. And that's it. So you need to frame it around a specific memory, around a specific time, and that way you're not trying to talk about everything that you did over several years of time. Because how can you do that really in 45 seconds? Really, think about it. You cannot, right? So you need to focus. You need to frame your ideas a little bit better.
And the whole family used to get together. So my cousins, my aunts, my uncles were enjoying such a wonderful time. the whole family together used to cook, used to
The word cook. That's also a vowel sound you're having trouble with.
tell stories. We used to play games and watch.
Again, the word not play, but play games. Again, the longer vowel sounds are harder for you. Now, you speak Spanish. Hablo español, ¿verdad? Right? Now, yo hablo español también. Aprendí español hace como 25 años, hace mucho tiempo. Right? So I learned Spanish a long time ago. I'm pretty familiar with the kinds of problems you're going to have as you're speaking English. Why? Because I also have problems with my accent when I'm speaking Spanish. So I know exactly the kinds of problems you're going through.
TV. I remember that we used to go to bed so late, but it was such a fun experience. That's why I remember.
I would say not that's why, which is why I remember
this city.
Yeah, but not why you remember the city, but this is my favorite memory while visiting this city. If you said that, that would more directly connect what you're saying back to the speaking task. Now, so these are my comments, right? This is how I deal with my students on a day-to-day basis. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to now give you a score based on the IBT rubrics. Okay, let's go to independent speaking. Yeah, I think on this one you really have problems in two areas. One is delivery, very, very, very strong non-native speaker accent, right? You need to work on your pronunciation. One of the first things I'd recommend you to do after you join my course is to complete my pronunciation pretest. You need to reduce your non-native speaker accent. Until you do that, you're going to have difficulty getting 26. Topic development is also a problem on this one. Really, to be honest with you, you really didn't describe the city, and that's not even the strategy. The strategy would be, when I was young, I remember visiting my grandparents' place in Trujillo, Peru. If you say it like that, then instead of trying to describe the whole city, you simply describe your parents' place. Talk about their house, their backyard, or their front yard briefly, maybe for 15 seconds. Then you talk about your favorite memory while visiting that place. And then you're done. Then you probably would have more clearly addressed this issue. So I think also topic development issues on this one. Now, because my students send me speaking independently or individually every day, I score one speaking task at a time. I like to score it from 4 all the way down to 1, and I even break up the scores in the middle. I know the TOEFL would not do this, but I'm going to put you on this one. I'm going to put you at about 2.6 out of 4, 20 points out of 30. I think the topic development and delivery problems are bringing the score down. So you need to make improvements in both of those areas before you can score higher on this type of speaking, at least for this independent speaking task. All right? Now let's go back to your message. You say, I cannot get my goal of 26 for speaking. So speaking, you're usually getting 23 to 24. And I think, in my opinion, it's probably mostly a delivery issue. That's what's holding you back on the speaking. Now the writing, you're also getting 22 to 23 in the writing section. Now one thing that you can do there is after you join my course, it's only $45 to join my course, and Diana, you can send me speaking and writing practice daily. How about that? What other online course on the internet lets you do that for $45 a month? That means you could send me up to 30 speaking practice tests in 30 days. Now, here's a key though. If you miss a week and don't send me anything, you cannot send me 7 speaking practice tests on that a week later. You can only send me 1 per day, any day. I can't have them all sent to me at once. I have a lot of students. I have to be able to give feedback to everybody. Now for the writing, you can also send me writing practice, but I do not correct all the errors in your essay, at least not for the $45 a month. It's a lot more time consuming with writing than it is speaking, and I have to kind of charge accordingly. So for the writing, If you want me to go through maybe 2 of your essays, Diana, maybe I think this would be good for you. I will take one of your independent writing practice tests. I'll correct it. I will show you how to go from 22 to 30 on that writing task. If you do an integrated writing task, I will correct that. I will video correct it. I'll tell you everything you need to do to go from 22 points to 30. I'll even do a complete diagnostic of your writing issues. Maybe they're grammar, maybe vocabulary, maybe punctuation, whatever. But I will tell you specifically what your problems are, and most importantly, what you can do to solve those problems. Now, an error correction video, $50 just for one. That means if you want me to error correct 2 videos, that's going to be $100. In addition to the $45. Now, if you don't want me to error correct anything, do nothing. I will always give you scores and feedback after every writing practice test. I simply will not error correct your writing. So you can make a decision on whether or not you want that additional error correction service. But this is what I'm doing here. This is how you can improve your English with my lessons in order to succeed. So for you, you need to focus a lot on the speaking and the writing portions of my course. And for speaking, I have 300 independent topics right now. I have 20 integrated speaking topics right now. For writing, I have 40 independent writing practice tests. I have 40 integrated writing practice tests. You can begin practicing these things immediately after you join my course. And that's kind of how my course works, Diana. All right? So anyway, thank you very much. And you'll notice I gave you 20 points out of 30 on your speaking that you submitted. Now you'll notice in the email I have a link to the rubrics that I used to grade your speaking today. And that helps also to explain the grade I gave you and why I gave the grade that I did. Alrighty?